You are watching Sound Candy Talk live. At Sound Candy Talk, we help your event, trainings, shows, and so more to the world through internet broadcasting in UHD. We provide from 1 to several camera setups and integrate graphics to live in your live streams. For more information, contact us through +254 718454585 or email at soundcandytalk@gmail.com. Reach on us today. Sound Candy Talk Live News.
Shall we believe and pray? Almighty God, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor and blessings as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to leadership positions in this republic. We seek guidance to treat and consider all matters shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Sergeant at Arms, could you please ring the quorum bell for 10 minutes? Order, honorable members. Senator Boni Halwale, let us assume our seats. We now have quorum and we're ready to start the business of the day. Clerk, you may call the first order of the day.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages.
by the Senate. Now, therefore, in accordance with the provisions of Article 110 of the Constitution and Standing Orders 41, 1, and 144 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby convey the said decision of the National Assembly to the Senate. Honorable Senators, Article 110, Sub-Article 5 of the Constitution provides that once a bill concerning counties has been passed by both houses in the same form, the Speaker of the House in which the bill originated shall refer the bill to the President for assent. Accordingly, I am in the process of referring the County Public Finance Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 39 of 2023, to His Excellency the President for assent. I thank you. I have a further message from the National Assembly again. This is with regards to the passage by the National Assembly of the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, National Assembly Bills number 21 of 2025. Honorable Senators, I wish to report to the Senate that pursuant to Standing Order 46.3, I received a message from the Speaker of the National Assembly regarding the passage by the National Assembly of the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, National Assembly Bills number 21 of 2025. The message dated Thursday, 31st of July, 2025, was received in the office of the Clerk of the Senate on Friday, 1st of August, 2025. Pursuant to Standing Orders 46.4, I now report the message. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 41.1 and 142 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby convey the following message from the National Assembly. Whereas the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, National Assembly Bills number 21 of 2025, was published by the Kenya Gazette Supplement number 80 of 12th of June 2025 as a bill for an act of parliament to authorize the issue of a sum of money out of the Equalization Fund and its application towards the service of the year ending 30th June 2026 to appropriate that sum for certain public basic services and for connected purposes. And whereas the National Assembly considered the bill and passed it with amendments on Wednesday, 30th of July 2025. And whereas the bill concerns county governments in terms of Article 110, Sub-Article 1A of the Constitution, as it contains provisions affecting the powers and functions of county governments as set out in the fourth schedule to the Constitution. Now, therefore, in accordance with provisions of Article 110 of the Constitution and Standing Orders 41.1 and 142 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby refer the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, National Assembly Bills number 21 of 2025, to the Senate for consideration. Honorable Senators, as you are aware, on Tuesday, 22nd of July, 2025, the Senate passed the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, Senate Bills number 7 of 2025, the bill which seeks to authorize the withdrawal of funds from the Equalization Fund and their application towards the provision of public basic services for the financial year ending 30th of June 2026 and for connected purposes, was subsequently transmitted to the National Assembly on Wednesday, 30th of July 2025. In view of the similarities in the provisions of the two bills, I hereby refer the bill to the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget to advise the House on the appropriate way forward. The House is accordingly guided. I thank you. Order, honorable members, I still have a further message to communicate from the National Assembly. This is This is a similar communication, honorable members. So the communication which the chair has made is as regards the two bills which I've read, and order, honorable members. I have several interventions here. I will start with, I have got Senator Cherargei and Senator Mohamed Faki. Start with Senator Samson Cherargei.
Mr. Speaker, I take a great exception to communications from the National Assembly. Either the National Assembly are on fishing expedition, Mr. Speaker, or they want to intentionally kill and sabotage devolution, Mr. Speaker. Because if you have read, Equalization Fund was passed on 22nd July 2024, Senate Bills number 7, Mr. Speaker. What is National Assembly trying to achieve, Mr. Speaker? Our counties are being starved of resources, which has been given power under Article 204 on the issue of Equalization Fund, Mr. Speaker. So is it in good faith, Mr. Speaker? And you remember when we moved to court, and I know Senator Wambua, Senator Okongo Mugeni are aware of this, when the National Assembly passed 22 bills without a concurrence of the Senate, Mr. Speaker, it was ruled that there must be concurrences from the both houses. When we passed this bill, Equalization Fund, on 22nd July, it was transmitted to the Speaker of the National Assembly, which was supposed to give concurrence on what we have passed, Mr. Speaker. This is wastage of public funds because it is duplicity. Why are we doing a bill, take it to the National Assembly, then the National Assembly does their bill, then bring it to the Senate, Mr. Speaker? And mark you, Mr. Speaker, most of the Senate bills, they have formed a graveyard in National Assembly because of being told only money bill, Mr. Speaker. We cannot allow this, Mr. Speaker. Even if it means us to seek another chance in another forum, let this bill not be even communicated. Mr. Speaker, I was disappointed by that the SBC and yourself should have not even allowed this communication to come to the floor. Because, Mr. Speaker, what are we telling the country? This, and I told you, and as I sit ground to other colleagues, the people who want to kill devolution are not Kenyans, are not us, it is the National Assembly. Because they know the more they procrastinate on this matter of equalization funds, it will kill our counties. Mr. Speaker, let this communication be returned with the same letter, the same sender, the same office, the same person to the National Assembly. I submit, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mohamed Faki.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa pia kunipa fursa kutoa kauli yangu juu ya mswada wa hazina ya usawa. Mheshimiwa Spika, mswada huu unaweza kuanzishwa katika nyumba yoyote ya bunge la Senate ama bunge la kitaifa. Lakini Mheshimiwa Spika, ni kwamba wakati imeanzishwa katika bunge la Senate na ikapitishwa hapa, ni makosa kwa bunge la kitaifa kuchapisha na kujadili mswada ule ule ambao tayari umepitishwa na bunge la Senate. Mheshimiwa Spika, hizi ni nyumba moja, zote ni nyumba ya bunge, lakini lina vyumba viwili. Kwa hivyo hatuwezi kuwa sisi tunakaa hapa tunazungumza jambo ambalo wenzetu kule wanazungumza, na vile vile wao hawatakani, hawapaswi kuzungumza jambo ambalo sisi hapa tumelizungumza. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, inaonekana kuna ulegevu fulani, na hii zaidi itakuwa ni upande wa bunge la kitaifa, kwa sababu tumeona kwamba yale ambayo bunge letu linafanya kupitia kwa ofisi ya karani mkuu, wanahakikisha kwamba chochote ambacho kinafanyika katika bunge hili kinafuata sheria. Kwa mfano Mheshimiwa Spika, kuna sheria zilipitishwa hapa ikabidi twende kotini, sheria zaidi ya 22 ambazo zilikuwa zimepitishwa bila ya kuulizwa sisi kama bunge la Senate, je, mnakubaliana nazo ama hatukubaliani nazo. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, mwenendo huu tulitarajia kwamba utakwisha, kwa sababu spika wa bunge la kitaifa alikuwa ni seneta na alikuwa pia ni kiongozi wa wachache katika bunge hili. Lakini masikitisho Mheshimiwa Spika, kwamba mambo haya bado yanaendelea. Kila siku tunapata sheria zinachapishwa, zinajadiliwa katika bunge la kitaifa ambalo zinahusu masuala ya ugatuzi, lakini sheria zile haziletwi hapa wala haziletwi kwa spika wetu kuweza kukubali ama kutokubali ziendelee kuchapishwa. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, lazima swala hili, uongozi wa mabunge mawili, na tunapozungumzia viongozi Mheshimiwa Spika, ni spika, kiongozi wa wengi na kiongozi wa wachache, lazima wakae na wenzao wa bunge lile, ili tusionekane kicheko sasa, kwa sababu hatuwezi sisi tunazungumza hapa na wale wanazungumza, inakuwa ni kwa bunge linachekesha. Mheshimiwa Spika, asante kwa kunipa fursa hii.
I'll allow 2 more members to Senator Boni Halwale. I can't see you. I cannot see you. Senator Murango James Kamau.
Asante sana Mstahiki Spika. Mstahiki Spika, unajua bunge la kitaifa imekuwa kama paka anayocheza ngoma katika harusi ya panya. Wanatufanya kama sisi tuko na uhusiano wote nao, lakini hatuna. Kwa sababu kama tumepitisha mswada na kuwapelekea wao, wanakuja na tudhalilisha na kurudisha yao, kuonyesha kama hao ni wakubwa kutuliko. Mimi Mstahiki Spika ni mfuasi wa tafsiri kama ya kwamba mtoto akikunja ngumi agonga kama mtu mzima. Wale kwa sababu pia tuko na miswanda yao katika bunge la Seneti, pia tunafaa tuikanyagie. Akutendaye mtende, mwache asiyekutenda. Mstahiki Spika, hatufai kukaa kimya na kuendelea kukaa kimya wakati wanatudhalilisha. Asante sana Mstahiki Spika.
Senator Wambua.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to fully associate myself with the sentiments of my colleagues on this matter of the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill passed by the National Assembly. Mr. Speaker, and your communication, Mr. Speaker, was right, that we have already passed that bill as the Senate. And if we are to follow procedure, then the National Assembly was supposed to consider the bill as passed by the Senate. And if they have any reservations about the bill passed by the Senate, they push for amendments, bring that bill back to the Senate in an amended form. Then we form a mediation committee and come up with a version of a bill that is acceptable to both houses. Mr. Speaker, this thing about the National Assembly thinking that they can do whatever they want to do, and that whatever they want to do will find space in the Senate, Mr. Speaker, we must bring this matter to an end through this bill. And this is how it goes, Mr. Speaker. My answer, Mr. Speaker, as a leader in this House, is do not even pass that communication to the relevant committee. Let it just stay where it is. Let them sit with our bill as long as they want to sit with it. Mr. Speaker, we have leverage here on many, many issues. And as I conclude, Mr. Speaker, if we don't treat the National Assembly in the same manner that they treat us, with contempt, Mr. Speaker, abnormally, because that's what they do, Mr. Speaker, we will just be a conveyor belt for them. That's what we're going to be. Mr. Speaker, I hear that there is a bill before us from the National Assembly, a constitutional amendment bill. Mr. Speaker, let the chiefs lie where they have fallen. Let that bill sleep where it is sleeping. Until such a time, Mr. Speaker, that the National Assembly will realize that the Senate does not exist for the convenience of the National Assembly. Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, this matter of the Equalization Fund, the procedure is very well enumerated in the Constitution and enabling legislations. Let the National Assembly follow due process, but as for now, Mr. Speaker, don't pass that bill to the relevant committee. Let it just stay where it is. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Lastly, honorable members, I'll allow Senator Boni Halwale to comment on this, and I'll give directions. Enough has been said about it. Allow Senator Boni Halwale to comment.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you so much. But before you hear me, Mr. Speaker, allow me to read Article 110, Sabbatical 5 of the Constitution. This is bills concerning county government, which in Sabbatical 5 says that if both houses pass the bill in the same form, the Speaker of the House in each of the, Sabbatical 3, before either house considers a bill, the Speakers of the National Assembly and the Senate shall jointly resolve any question as to whether it is a bill concerning counties, and if it is, whether it is a special or an ordinary bill, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I speak as a member of the Senate Finance and Budget Committee. I have done consultations with my colleagues, Senator Roba, who is the chairman, Maureen Mtinda, who is the vice chair, Eddie Kisheru Okech, who is a member, and we are agreed that should this matter be brought to the committee, we are not going to deal with it. This is not a matter that should be resolved by the committee, because the Constitution has clearly indicated that it should be resolved by the two speakers, Mr. Speaker. Unless the Speaker of the Senate has either abdicated his responsibility, Mr. Speaker, or he is in connivance, or, Mr. Speaker, he has decided to learn the bad manners of the Speaker of the National Assembly, who has reduced himself to an agent of the United Democratic
alliance running around the country, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to be heard.
Order,
Mr.
honorable
Speaker,
members.
Mr. Speaker, running
Order, honorable
around
members.
the country.
Order, honorable members. Proceed, Senator
Yes,
Halwale.
can you hold for me? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
What's your point of order, Senator Wafula?
Honorable Speaker, under standing order.
Order, members. Allow Senator Wafula to be heard in silence. Senator Wafula, what is your point of order?
Under standing order 105. How many pair?
Give Senator Wafula the microphone, clerk.
Mheshimiwa
Senator Wafula,
Speaker,
proceed to the dispatch.
hata hapo ni sawa. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Under Standing Order 105, the senator shall be responsible for the accuracy of any facts that the senator alleges to be true and may be requested to substantiate any such facts instantly. Honorable Speaker, I believe there is non-political hygiene from one Dr. Boni Khalwale. He must stand up and confirm that someone is an agent of UDA or someone is masquerading or being sent by UDA, and he must also come out clear and respect the office of the Speaker of the National Assembly.
Senator Boni Halwale, proceed to substantiate the comments as made by Senator Wafula under standing 105. Order, members. Order, honorable members. Senator Boni, proceed to substantiate as alleged.
Mr. Speaker, with utmost respect to the Senator of Bungoma, who is rising on a valid point of order, could he kindly, using the same standing orders, allow me to make my point? Then he challenges me. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to make the point that the responsibility of the Speaker should not be vacated at any time. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, can you help me? I don't want to be irritated. Hold the Senator of Nandi. Yes. But, Mr. Speaker, the point I want to drive home, and which must sink beyond the ears of the Senator of Bungoma, is that instead of observing Article 110(3), the Speaker of the National Assembly, by participating in the so-called empowerment functions where they dish out money, Mr. Speaker, he is behaving like an agent of the United Democratic Alliance. And Mr. Speaker, nowhere in the history of the Republic of Kenya has a Speaker ever.
Senator Gay, Boni, take your seat. Senator Boni.
So, Speaker, I raise under Standing Order 96 and 101. Is it in order for the Senator of Kakamega, Boni Khalwale, who is a chief whip and is also the UDA member, although he operates from outside, we no longer know him.
Order, members. Senator
we no
Sifuna.
longer know him.
Senator Sifuna, order, members.
Why is Senator Sifuna shouting?
His
day is in ODM numbered. Mr. Speaker, what I'm saying is very simple. Mr. Speaker, understanding Order 101, if Senator Boni Khalwale wants to discuss substantively the Speaker of National Assembly, which we are ready to discuss to, he should bring a substantive motion. Is it in order, Mr. Speaker, to cast aspersion to the Speaker of the National Assembly? I want to invite Mr. Speaker, you have told him to substantiate. Can you invoke Standing Order 121 rule him out of proceeding order and throw him out, Mr. Speaker.
You've made your point, Senator
Mr. Speaker,
Cherargei.
he should
Take
be
your
thrown
seat.
out.
You've made your
This is
point.
not
Senator Boni,
Malenya, my friend.
Senator Boni Halwale, as you conclude on your comments on this particular messaging, refrain from making specific allegations that might call upon the Speaker to take appropriate action. Kindly conclude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker,
Boni Halwale, proceed.
yes. Mr. Speaker,
Senator Ambua, order, please.
the
It is
loud,
the chair to allow you whether to speak or not. Senator Boni Halwale, proceed.
the loud consultations that we are hearing, Mr. Speaker, are the right thing. It confirms that this is a house of debate, and on debate, people are not supposed to agree on everything. And therefore, I want to thank you for allowing me to conclude this point.
Order, members. Order, members. Order, honorable members.
Mr.
Senator Boni,
Speaker,
order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Senator Boni Halwale, as
Yes.
you conclude,
yes,
proceed to substantiate the allegation about the agency on the office of the Speaker of the National Assembly. Order, members. Order. Order, members. Senator Kinyua, order. Boni Halwale, conclude as you substantiate on that aspect
Yes.
the chair has directed you to do.
Mr. Speaker, because of
Senator Cherargei, order, please.
Mr. Speaker, because of the immense respect that I have for the chair, you have invited me to substantiate, and Mr. Speaker, I do hereby proceed in substantiating.
Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I have,
Order, members. Order, members.
Mr. Speaker, been accused of alleging that the Speaker of the National Assembly is behaving like an agent of the United Democratic Alliance by participating in the so-called empowerment rallies where public funds running in millions of shillings are being dished out by the Speaker.
Order, members.
Mr.
Order,
Speaker.
members. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Order,
Mr.
honorable
Speaker,
members. Order, honorable members. Senator Boni, I will call you out of order because the more you seek to substantiate, the more you make certain allegations from the chair. Conclude as you not go the direction we are headed to. Members, order, please. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Order, members. Order, members. Proceed, Senator Boni, and I will expect you to do that in under 1 minute. I'll not allow you to take the time of the call.
Thank you.
House. Order, Senator Cherargei. Don't invite the chair to throw you out. Senator Mutinda, don't invite the chair to throw you out. Senator Boni Halwale, you have checked my directions and conclude in under 1 minute. Senator Omogeni, take your seat. Take your seat, Senator Omogeni. Take your seat, Senator Omogeni. Take your seat. Take your seat, Senator Omogeni. Don't invite the chair to invoke the standing orders and throw you out. Take your chair. Take your seat. Take your seat. Order, members, order. Take your seat, honorable members. Senator Cherargei, take your seat. Honorable members, take your seat. Senator Madzayo, take your seat. Take your seat, honorable members. Take your seat. Senator Mbua, take your seat. Order, members. Honorable members, take your seat. I am not going to allow any other point of order. Members, order. Senator Boni Halwale, the chair has invited you to substantiate in under 1 minute, and I will not allow you to go beyond 1 minute in substantiating the allegations that you have made Members, if any one of you interrupts, I will not hesitate to invoke the standing orders and throw you out of the house. Senator Boni, take that direction.
Mr. Speaker, if what I have adduced verbally is not sufficient, Mr. Speaker, allow me to then tomorrow bring video recordings of these people, these public leaders, spending millions of public funds
Senator Boni
in
Halwale.
empowerment missions
Senator Boni.
that we do not
Order members.
understand.
Senator
They
Boni
have been in
Halwale, take your seat.
Kakamega. They have been
Senator Boni
everywhere,
Halwale,
Mr.
take your
Speaker.
seat. Take your seat. Members, honorable members. Now, the chair hereby directs Senator Boni Halwale tomorrow to substantiate form of whatever document or video recording before the House the allegations you have made, and that is the direction of the chair. Now, honorable senators, with that, honorable senators, order, honorable senators. I had directed that, pursuant to the communication I made, the last person I allowed to speak to this messaging was Senator Boni Halwale. As you note from the last paragraph of the communication, members, I had indicated that in view of the similarities in the provisions of the two bills, I hereby refer the bill to the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget to advise the House on the appropriate way forward. Order, members. Order, members. This is the position. Order, members. Order, members. The communication that comes from the National Assembly has got nothing to do with what this House is to deal with in that particular communication. This communication is conveyed from the office of the clerk for the House to decide. And that is why the chair, has directed that this is committed to the committee for that communication to come. And to that, members, we close on this particular messaging, and I call the clerk to call the next order. Proceed.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Leader of majority.
So, tabling. The order is correct.
Senator Sifuna, allow the leader of majority to table the document.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, the 5th of August, 2025. Report of the Ministry of Health on the cell, tissue, and organ transplant services in Kenya.
Next order. Take your seat, Senator Chesang. Now, following the paper that has just been tabled by Senator Lelengwe, I have the following report from the Ministry of Health on the cell, tissue, and organ transplant services in Kenya. Honorable Senators, as you will note, the Senate Majority Leader has laid on the table of the Senate this afternoon a report from the Ministry of Health on the cell, tissue, and organ transplant services in Kenya. The report contains various findings and recommendations on cell, tissue, and organ transplant services, and one key recommendation is the need for complete regulatory reforms on the organ transplantation program. Consequently, and upon the tabling of this document in the Senate, I hereby direct that the report be committed to the Standing Committee on Health for consideration. The committee will be required to consider the report and table a report containing its recommendations. Honorable Senators, that is the communication as regards that paper tabled. I thank you. Clerk, call the next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give I beg to give notice of the following motion, that notwithstanding the resolutions of the Senate made on 12 February 2025 on the approval of senators to serve in various standing committees of the Senate and pursuant to Standing Order 197, 199, and 228, following nomination by the Senate Business Committee, the Senate approves the nomination of Senator Joe Nyotu, MP, to serve in the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare to replace Senator Gloria Oroba, MP. Thank you.
Honorable members, before we call out the next order, I have communication from the chair. This is on visiting delegation from the Bunge Mashinani School of Governance. Honorable senators, I would like to acknowledge the presence in the speaker's gallery this afternoon of visiting delegation of 8 staff and 17 students from the Bunge Mashinani School of Governance. The delegation is undertaking a study visit in Parliament. Honorable members, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to the delegation, and on behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. I thank you. I will allow under 1 minute Senator Tabitha to welcome the team on behalf of the Leader of Majority.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to welcome our great team, that is the Bunge Mashinani governance team. Feel welcome. This is called the upper house. The deliberations that you've seen, the discussions that you've seen, we disagree to agree. As representatives of the people, at the end of the day, we are representing them, and we tend to have different views, but all geared towards better governance. I wish you the best and welcome you, and anybody can also be in this particular house. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Clerk, call the next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Request for statements, pursuant to Standing Order 53-1. Senator Tabitha Mutinda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the absence of safe pedestrian crossing along Thika Road at Kabati Market in Murang'a County, which possesses grave safety risks. And this is a highway, Nairobi-Murang'a Highway. Mr. Speaker, Thika Road is a major highway connecting Nairobi to central and eastern parts of Kenya, serving thousands of motorists and public transport vehicles every day. Kabati Market, located along the busy highway, Mr. Speaker, is a significant commercial hub, serving local residents, traders, farmers, and commuters from across Murang'a County and the neighboring counties, including Nairobi. Due to the high human and vehicle traffic in the area, the lack of proper pedestrian crossing infrastructure has contributed to multiple accidents and continues to endanger the lives and particularly of school children, traders, and the elderly. In the statement, the committee should address the following, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if Senator Cherelgai and Senator Boni will give me silence. Thank you. The committee should address the following. One, the nature and the number of accidents involving pedestrians that has occurred along Thika Road at Kabati Market in Murang'a County since 2023. Number two, the reasons for the failure by the government to erect speed bumps or construct a footbridge over the Thika Road at Kabati Market despite the multiple accidents. Measures being taken by the Ministry of Roads and Transport to address this situation, including details on any planned interventions and their expected timelines. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I will defer to the next sitting the second statement from that particular list. Call upon Senator Jones Maruma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I have three statements and allow me to read all of them. The first one, Mr. Speaker, is a statement on the operational status of ambulances in Taita Taveta County. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the condition and operational status of ambulance services in Taita Taveta. In the statement, the committee should address the following. One, the total number of ambulances in Taita Taveta County, their current mechanical and operational condition, including copies of their logbooks. Two, the purchase cost of each ambulance, including shipment charges and relevant shipment documentation. Three, the work permits for the ambulances, including the specific stations or health facilities from which each ambulance operates. The second statement, Mr. Speaker, is on the status of the water drilling rig in Taita Taveta County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment, and Natural Resources on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the status of our water drilling rig, a property of the county government of Taita Taveta. In the statement, the committee should address the following. One, the total cost of the drilling rig, including the purchase price of the rig, shipment charges, relevant shipment documents, and any additional costs incurred in the acquisition and transportation process. Two, the rig's logbook, including records of any previous changes in ownership. Three, details of the supplier, including their name, contact information, and any contractual agreements entered into with the county government. Four, number of boreholes drilled using the rig since its acquisition, accompanied by the corresponding hydrological reports, number and credentials of the surveyor or surveying company involved, relevant work permits, and the operational status of each borehole. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, is a statement on the land ownership dispute in Maungu sublocation, Voi sub-county, Taita Taveta County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Lands, Environment, and Natural Resources on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the land ownership dispute at Maungu sublocation, Voi sub-county of Taita Taveta County. Mr. Speaker, sir, the land owners, the land covers Pipeline, Msharinyi, Wagala, and Miasenyi villages with a population of 4,000 residents that stand affected should the illegal issuance of the title deeds stand. The land in question, covering parcel numbers 3101 to 3129, which were included in the Maungu Buguta settlement scheme, but in reality, it falls outside the geographical location of the scheme. In the statement, the committee should address the following. One, whether the right procedure was followed during the survey, pegging, and issuance of the title deeds. Two, the rationale behind the issuance of the title deeds by the Taita Taveta land registrar to land parcels number 3101 to 3129, contrary to advice and instructions by the manager of Maungu Buguta settlement scheme. Number three, whether any disciplinary action has been taken or is contemplated against the land registrar should they be found to have acted irregularly or illegally. Number four, Mr. Speaker, whether the government intends to revoke the title deeds issued for parcels 3101 to 3129 if it is established that the issuance was unlawful. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next is Senator Fatuma Dulo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I raise pursuant to Standing Order 53-126 statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the abduction and assault of Mr. Abdurrahman Ibrahim, former Chief Officer Medical Services in Isiolo County. Mr. Speaker, on the 13th of June 2025 at approximately 2 a.m., Mr. Abdurrahman Mohammed Ibrahim was abducted in the Manzoni area of Machakos County. He was held for nearly 5 hours, assaulted, and later found unconscious near the Ruai dump site at around 5 p.m. That same day, he sustained serious injuries, including a broken arm, and was hospitalized. Personal statements, including his licensed firearm, mobile phone, and cash were reportedly confiscated during the ordeal. This brutal incident raises serious questions about the safety of public servants in the country. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the circumstances leading to the reported abduction and assault of Mr. Abdurrahman, and whether the stolen items, specifically his licensed firearm, mobile phone, and cash, have been recovered, the identities of those involved in planning and executing the attack, and whether credible evidence has been gathered linking any suspect to the crime, the progress of investigation by the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, including reasons for the apparent inaction despite follow-up efforts. Finally, the measures in place to guarantee the security of public officers and citizens, including strategies to prevent recurrence of such incidents in the future, especially those perceived to be politically instigated. I thank you.
Senator Richard Onyonka.
I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education on a matter of national concerning regarding irregularities in the payroll system of the Teacher Service Commission. Mr. Speaker, the Auditor General's report for the financial year ending June 2024 highlights significant flaws in the payroll administration of the Commission. Specifically, the report, out of the many, reveals that TSC overpaid teachers by a total of 433.9 million shillings, attributing the overpayments to inefficiencies associated with manual reporting and processing systems. To date, Mr. Speaker, only 222 million has been recovered, leaving an outstanding balance of 211 unrecovered. These irregularities are further compounded by concurrent audit revelations by the Ministry of Education, which disbursed funds to non-existing schools, pointing to a wider systemic issue of mismanagement and weak oversight within public education institutions. Mr. Speaker, this could go from all our secondary schools, universities, and technical vocational training institutes. In the statement, the committee should address the following. Number one, I would like to know the current number of employment status of individuals on the TSC payroll, including the verification of their status of all the listed personnel in the Republic of Kenya. Madam Chair, I hope you're listening to me. Number two, Mr. Speaker, I would like to also recommend the committee to tell us the root causes of the payroll anomalies and systemic weaknesses that have led to these overpayments and several payments without going through the system. Number three, Mr. Speaker, the total financial loss attributable to non-existence or unauthorized personnel, bracket, ghost workers, and the criteria used to identify who they are. Number four, Mr. Speaker, I would like the committee to tell me what measures are being undertaken by the TSC to recover all the outstanding amounts from the affected individuals and any other person who may owe TSC and the government of Kenya money. Finally, number five, Mr. Speaker, I would like the committee, under the able leadership of our wonderful lady, which reforms are going to take place in the TSC to prevent such recurrences, including biometric registration of all the teachers in the Republic of Kenya. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator James Murango.
Asante sana Mstahiki Spika kwa kunipa nafasi kuomba kauli kuhusu matumizi ya anda ya uendeshaji na matengenezo zinazolipwa na wakulima mpango wa umwagiliaji maji katika eneo la Mwea. Mstahiki Spika, nasimama kwa mujibu wa kanuni ya kudumu ya 53(1) za Seneti kuomba kauli kutoka kwa kamati ya kilimo, mifugo na uvuvi kuhusu usimamizi na matumizi ya fedha za uendeshaji na matengenezo zinazolipwa kila mwaka na wakulima wa Mwea. Mstahiki Spika, wakulima mpango wa umwagiliaji wa Mwea hulipa takriban shilingi 7,000 kila mwaka kama ada ya uendeshaji na matengenezo. Fedha hizi hulipwa kupitia mfumo wa e-Citizen wa serikali na zinalenga kugharamia ukarabati wa matengenezo na miundombinu ya mashambani, hasa barabara za ndani na mashamba. Mstahiki Spika, licha ya kulipa anda hizi kila mwaka kwa uaminifu, barabara nyingi mashambani ziko katika hali bovu na hazipitiki, hasa wakati wa mvua. Hali hii inawavunja moyo wakulima na inazuia maendeleo ya shughuli za kilimo, usafirishaji wa mazao.
If you must consult law tone so that the Senate can be heard in silence. Senator Miraj, keep silence in the house. Proceed, Senator Murango, to conclude on your statement.
Mstahiki Spika, licha ya kulipa anda hizi kila mwaka kwa uaminifu, barabara nyingi mashambani ziko katika hali bovu na hazipitiki, hasa wakati wa mvua. Hali hii inawavunja moyo wakulima na inazuia maendeleo ya shughuli za kilimo, usafirishaji wa mazao na upatikanaji wa masoko. Aidha, ripoti ya mdhibiti na mkaguzi mkuu wa hesabu za serikali imeonyesha kuwa zaidi ya shilingi milioni 54.8 zilizokusanywa na hazina taifa hazina maelezo ya matumizi, jambo linalozua wasiwasi kuwa huenda fedha zilizochangishwa kutoka kwa wakulima wa Mwea ni miongoni mwa pesa hizo zisizojulikana zilipo. Katika kauli hiyo, kamati inapaswa kujibu masuala yafuatayo. Moja, kiasi kamili cha fedha kilizokusanywa kutoka kwa wakulima wa Mwea kama anda ya ONM katika kipindi cha miaka 5 iliyopita na mahali ambapo fedha hizo zimehifadhiwa. Mbili, miradi ambayo imetekelezwa au kuboreshwa kwa kutumia fedha hizo katika kipindi hicho. Tatu, sababu za kuendelea kuendelea kushuhudiwa kwa hali duni ya barabara za mashambani licha ya malipo haya kufanywa kila mwaka. Ine, iwapo kuna ukaguzi wa hesabu, Mstahiki Spika, nadhani mazungumzo inaendelea na Senator Kenywa
Senator Kisang, Senator Nyutu, and Senator Mbugua. Order Senator Mbugua, Senator Nyutu. Order, allow Senator Murango to conclude his statement.
Ine, iwapo kuna ukaguzi wa matumizi ya fedha hizo ambayo imefanyika na matokeo ukaguzi huo. Na mwisho, iwapo kuna ushahidi wowote unaoonyesha kuwa fedha hizo ni sehemu ya shilingi bilioni 44.8 ambazo hazina rekodi ya matumizi kulingana na ripoti ya mdhibiti na mkaguzi mkuu wa hesabu za serikali. Asante sana Mstahiki Spika.
Senator Okia Omtata. You have the microphone from where you are.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to request for a statement on the deplorable state of healthcare services in Busia County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53(1) to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the deplorable state of healthcare facilities and services in Busia County. Mr. Speaker, sir, the healthcare system in Busia County is in critical despair, marked by inadequate infrastructure, insufficient medical equipment, and a severe shortage of trained personnel. This situation is further exacerbated by non-functional ambulances, poor sanitation, and a chronic lack of essential medical supplies. Sub-county hospitals are missing key services such as radiology, cesarean sections, and specialist care, while existing infrastructure remains underutilized due to staffing and technical challenges. Mr. Speaker, sir, despite investments in digital systems, outdated manual record keeping continues to hinder services delivery. Additionally, poor waste disposal practices, underfunding of drug procurement, delayed salaries, and deteriorating working conditions have resulted in staff shortages and abandoned facilities. Consequently, there is a concerning trend of patients seeking care outside the county. The Busia County Referral Hospital, which is designated as a level 5 facility, is operating well below standard, highlighting the urgent need for comprehensive reform in the health sector. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the state of healthcare facilities in Busia County, including human resource capacity, availability of equipment, and the status of infrastructure. 2, the reasons for underutilization and abandonment of fully constructed medical facilities. 3, a status report on the implementation of the Busia County Facility Improvement Financing Act 2024. 4, an update on investigations into reported misuse of health funds, including the Kenya shillings 4.9 million spent on questionable consultancy services. 5, recommendations for immediate interventions to address the health crisis in Busia County, including the deployment of emergency equipment and personnel by the Ministry of Health. Andrew Omtato Koiti, MP, Senator from Busia County. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Beatrice Ogola. That statement is dropped. Senator Lelengwe.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53(1) to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the systematic voiding of staff allowances and other county obligations already approved for payment by the Control of Budget during the financial year 2024-2025 in Samburu County. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the basis for voiding or cancellation of payments, including staff allowances and contractor dues, after approval by the Control of Budget, including whether such actions comply with the Public Finance Management Act 2012. 2, the impact of these cancellations on county employees and service providers, including whether due process was followed, such as formal notification to affected parties and adherence to audit procedures. 3, the oversight and responsibility mechanisms in place to prevent irregular or selective cancellation of approved payments, including measures to enhance transparency and fiscal discipline in the execution of Samburu County budgets. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The next statement request is hereby deferred to the next sitting. I'll call upon Senator Eric Okongo Mogeni, Senior Counsel.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a matter of countywide concern regarding access to piped water in Nyamira County. Mr. Speaker, sir, residents in many rural areas of Nyamira lack access to clean and safe drinking water. As a result, they are forced to rely on unreliable sources such as rainwater or worse still, contaminated water from nearby rivers and streams. Many of these residents are now grappling with waterborne diseases and other types of ailments, which should not be the case in the 21st century. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee should address the following. 1, provide to the Senate data on the number of households per ward that have applied and add connection of piped and tapped water from the county government of Nyamira from the year 2023 to date. 2, report to the committee plans in place by the county government of Nyamira to expand access to clean piped water for the residents of the county of Nyamira. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next is Senator Mohammed Faki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity, and Regional Integration on a matter of countrywide concern regarding the recognition of the Wangazija community in Mombasa. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Wangazija community are a Swahili-speaking community residing predominantly.
Senator Faki, just take your seat. Senator Tabitha Keroche, while you are away, certain directives were given and you are out of order. I'm giving you the first warning because of what you've just been doing. Take note. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Wangazija community are a Swahili-speaking community residing predominantly along the Kenyan coast, particularly in Mombasa. Despite their long-standing historical presence and invaluable contributions to the coastal cultural landscape and Islamic heritage of our nation, they remain unrecognized as a distinct ethnic group by the state. This continued lack of formal recognition has had far-reaching consequences. The Wangazija community has been systematically excluded from access to critical government services, representation in public institutions, and inclusion in affirmative action programs that are designed to uplift marginalized and minority groups. This exclusion is not only unfair, but also goes against the Constitution, which requires all Kenyan communities to be included and treated fairly in national development and planning. In the statement, the committee should address the following. The measures being undertaken, including engagement with the relevant state agency to document, facilitate, and ensure the formal legal recognitions of the Wangazija community as a distinct ethnic minority within the Republic of Kenya. The inclusion, number 2, the inclusion of the Wangazija community in future national census, public appointments, and affirmative action frameworks targeting minority and marginalized community. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Lastly, Senator Sifuna Edwin. Give Senator Sifuna the microphone, clerk. Utilize the dispatch desk, Senator Sifuna.
Honorable Speaker, I wish you had permitted me to give diagnosis of a problem in the previous discussion, but let me proceed to read the statement. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on a matter of national concern regarding the state of mental health institutions in the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, mental health facilities remain one of the most neglected areas within the country's health sector. Gaps in policy and resourcing have rendered these institutions the weakest link in the ongoing health sector reforms. Consequently, vulnerable patients admitted to these institutions are exposed to poor treatment, security breaches, and an unregulated institutional practices, resulting in unmet health needs. In addition, the Ministry of Health's weak regulatory oversight may have contributed to the serious lapse that led to the tragic murder of a patient in a private mental health facility on the 15th of July 2025. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, in the statement, the committee should address the following. Number one, the total number of public mental health facilities in the country, including the staffing levels of the medical, security, and support personnel in each of those institutions. Number two, an audit of operational, procedural, security, and medical protocols in these facilities, including an assessment of the resources allocated to them. Thirdly, and finally, Mr. Speaker, the government's regulatory framework for holding private mental health institutions accountable for operational and security failures, including an update on the status of the investigations into the murder of the patient at the private facility on 15th July 2025. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Now, honorable members, pursuant to Standing Order 53-3, I will allow a maximum of 15 minutes for those members who would like to have comments on the statements which have just been read out to comment. I have from my request sheet, Senator Samson Cherargei.
Mr. Speaker, let me just comment on one or two statements. One is on the issue of ambulances in Taita Taveta and the state of health in Busia by the presidential candidate, Senator Okiya Omtata. Mr. Speaker, this issue of status of health, Mr. Speaker, I want to appeal, because if the chairperson of health and the committee of health would move the working reports on the status of health in counties that they have visited, it will allow us to make progress. Because in those reports, Mr. Speaker, will be, can you believe in Nandi County, Mr. Speaker, before you use an ambulance, whether your wife wants to give birth, I don't mean your wife literally, but somebody's wife or a resident of Nandi or any other person, Mr. Speaker, you have to pay 1,000 shillings for fuel, Mr. Speaker, to use the ambulance that should be fueled by the counties. This is a similar situation in Taita Taveta, Mr. Speaker. In fact, the state and the quality of devolution in this country, Mr. Speaker, as we go for devolution conference, what will kill devolution is the poor, deplorable health sector in our counties, Mr. Speaker, including Migori. Nandi is a going concern, Mr. Speaker. Where you go, I heard KEMSA are being owed almost 3 billion by counties. But when you go to our shelves in Kapsabet County Referral Hospital, Mr. Speaker, when you go to Kuala, Mr. Speaker, when you go to Mombasa, there are no drugs on the shelves, Mr. Speaker. So I want to appeal that the report by the Health Committee, even as we visit Busia for Bunge Mashinani or Senate Mashinani, Mr. Speaker, we must ensure we visit those places so that we can assess, Mr. Speaker. Of course, not talking about Kakamega, which is not going concern, Mr. Speaker. So we must, as a house, the success of devolution, Mr. Speaker, let me summarize by saying this. The success of devolution is how we'll handle health matters in this country, Mr. Speaker. Finally, on the issue of statement that has been brought by Senator Murango, Mr. Speaker, on the issue of rice, Mr. Speaker, I'm still wondering, why do we import rice, yet there is excess rice in Mwea? Mr. Speaker, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, Mr. Speaker. I think the food that we have in this country is sufficient, Mr. Speaker. the Mwea people are paying 7,000, Mr. Speaker, for maintenance of canals. They have a problem of snails, Mr. Speaker. They are paying almost 2.1 billion to e-citizen, Mr. Speaker, but they don't see value for that money, Mr. Speaker. I want to appeal, I saw the Chair of Agriculture, Senator Wakoli, to call the Minister of Agriculture to tell the country what is the urgent need of importing rice to Kenya. Yet there is rice in Nyatike, yes, there is rice in Ahero, yet there is rice in Budalange, yes, there is rice, Mr. Speaker, in Mwea. What are we telling our farmers? You know the reason I'm worried, Mr. Speaker, if we don't arrest this one, now our maize is almost getting ready, Mr. Speaker. And if sugar, we are sugar sufficient. I want to assure Senator Onyonga, Mr. Speaker. So what I'm saying in short, Mr. Speaker, the issue of, and in conclusion, Mr. Speaker, on the issue of avoiding payments with your indulgence in Samburu. Mr. Speaker, I remember Senator Onyonga when he was a member of public accounts in conclusion. He used to complain about this issue of voiding, Mr. Speaker. Can you believe Nandi County, they did a voiding of almost $500 million Kenya shillings. Mr. Speaker, what happens in voiding, for many Kenyans who don't understand why we are bitter, you make a requisition to control our budget, but you pay different people. And that is what's happening in Samburu, Mr. Speaker. The governor is paying friendly companies as opposed to the people who are genuine, Mr. Speaker. All counties, including Bomet, Mr. Speaker. Even I was told in Nairobi, I'm shocked, and the senator of Nairobi should listen to this. All people, Mr. Speaker, who have pending bills in Nairobi, they must pay 30% to some entities within county executive to be paid them. He must call Nairobi to order, Mr. Speaker. All the counties, I'm told Nairobi is the highest at 30%, Kirinyaga is 20%, Kisii is 15% or 30%, so that you are paid, Mr. Speaker. We are killing our businesses in our counties, even in Bomet, Mr. Speaker. Before the contractors are paid, they must honor Sijui Mutu Nyuma ya 10 so that they can be sorry, Mr. Speaker, for using that word with mixing the language. Mr. Speaker, we must be told, Nairobi, can you believe these PWDs, women, and my deputy majority leader should listen to this, even women, where do you have the courage to ask a woman to give you 30% or a PWD? Uogope Mungu. Mr. Speaker, with those many remarks, I beg to support.
Senator Godfrey Osotsi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wish to comment on the statement by Senator Onyonka on the issue of irregularities in TSC payroll system. Mr. Speaker, I think this is a very serious issue. Our teachers continue to suffer as a result of TSC's inefficiency, especially in the management of the electronic payroll system. Mr. Speaker, even as we talk about that, there are many other systems in government which have problems, including even the one for managing schools, NEMIS, including even e-citizen and others, which have serious technical issues, serious security issues, and yet, Mr. Speaker, the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act is very clear that such systems, which are supposed to be handling large volumes of our population, and they are usually classified in law as critical information system or information data. They are supposed to be categorized in law and gazetted as so. This provision in law, Mr. Speaker, has not been complied with. I don't know what the Ministry of ICT and the Ministry of Interior is doing about this, Mr. Speaker. Because even as we advance in technology, even as we upload and board many systems to manage our operation, we need to ensure that such systems are categorized and gazetted as such, because they have huge impact on our population, on our economy if they go down. And one of them is the TSC payroll system and many other systems that we continue to develop as a country. I hope the Minister for the CS for ICT is listening to me. Mr. Speaker, I keep on talking ICT matters in this house because I'm an expert in this area. But I am saddened that the people who run
ICT matters in this country are clueless people. They do not understand this technology, Mr. Speaker. Starting from CA, the Ministry of ICT, ICT Authority, and everyone else who is involved, including the CS himself, the PS, they do not understand technology, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, even as we talk about digital economy, if we have the wrong people in these offices, we will not achieve the vision that we have in promoting digital economy and hence the economy of this country. This morning, I was listening to the news about eCitizen. How on earth could you allow a private institution to have a deal in managing a system that serves the entire country, a system that is actually the backbone of our e-government in this country, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, I think we are not serious as a country. The other day I saw the Ministry of Education now has changed from NEMIS to KEMIS. It was just a simple name change. There was nothing major, Mr. Speaker. And billions of money has been spent. Even in system, Mr. Speaker, we have talked about this for ages. It is still has a lot of flaws and nothing seems to be working in terms of application of technology in government. In fact, the last serious attempt to ensure we have proper e-governance platform was during President Kibaki's time. The e-government processes in government have died, Mr. Speaker. So when we sit here and we are told, even in TSC, there is a problem. Ministry of Education, there is a problem. Treasury, there is a problem. Health share management system, there is a problem. We are better off if we do not want to apply technology. We go manual, Mr. Speaker, instead of wasting money, wasting taxpayers' money to pretend to be doing technology when we are doing nothing, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I support.
Senator Mungatana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to make a brief intervention on the statement on the charges of irrigation waters brought to this House by Senator Murango. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to request the Committee of Agriculture, when they are looking at the issues around the water charges in Mwea, that they will also consider what is happening in Bura irrigation scheme in Tana River County. Mr. Speaker, the farmers have been under oppression of very high charges for water, even, Mr. Speaker, to the extent that the farmers complain that the water is so expensive that it makes no economic sense in terms of farming and the profits that must come. Mr. Speaker, the president paid a visit to Bura irrigation scheme, and he gave a directive that the water charges be reduced. Mr. Speaker, to date, that directive has not been effected. And the National Irrigation Authority has given no reason why they cannot effect that directive. Mr. Speaker, initially, the justification was that water for irrigation was being pumped using diesel machine. But then now, Mr. Speaker, the president has inaugurated a system of gravity. Billions of shillings have been spent. Water now is flowing without the use of diesel-powered machines. But the water charges have remained high. Mr. Speaker, as the Committee of Agriculture looks at what is happening in Mwea in terms of water charges, I would invite them to also call the National Irrigation Authority. They tell us what is happening in Bura. They explain why they are defying a presidential directive. They should explain also to the people of Kenya and to the committee why, even after
the irrigation system has now gone to gravity, and there is no pumping of water. Why they are still charging high charges and why they are oppressing the farmers? Mr. Speaker, I support that statement. Thank you.
Senator Edwin Sifuna.
Speaker, you know you gave directive on the other matter, but I just wanted to give some diagnosis of the problem as I see it between this house and the lower house. I think the problem is that the leadership of these two houses don't actually talk, not just at the speaker's level, but even for us. So it is very difficult for members of the National Assembly to know exactly where the Senate is coming from when we raise some of these concerns. I talked to some of the leaders there and they're actually surprised. They're actually surprised by the things we tell them we as a Senate are going through, including, Mr. Speaker, you are aware when I used to be a member of the SBC, our budgets for the system that we use in this house have been slashed for every year actually. And they should see, because even my unit here keeps failing. This is a problem we have had for a very long time. And when we speak to members of the National Assembly, they're actually shocked that when they go on recess and we are here, even the kitchen is closed because the entire parliament exists to serve the National Assembly and the Senate is just like a small appendage there. But I believe conversations need to begin so that people don't view us as unnecessarily hostile or that we are in a fight. Conversations need to happen between the leadership of this house, and I'm part of that leadership. I can confirm these talks never happen. So even before that intergenerational conclave begins, we need one here in Parliament. Speaker, allow me to very briefly comment on the statement by Senator Wakili Hilary Sigei on the voiding of payments. On this particular issue, Honorable Speaker, I am a very proud member of the County Public Accounts Committee. A very proud member of the Public Accounts Committee. I am aware that Senator Onyonka has been on this business from day one because he was saying in his county they were quite notorious. And even here in Nairobi, you have suppliers crying that their payments will go all the way to what they call IBank, IB. And then somehow they just disappear. And when the money is released by the control of budget, somebody else is paid. Speaker, I am aware that Governor of Central Bank, Kamau Thuge, actually appeared before the devolution committee of this house. And he told us that the CBK is going to tweak some technology there. And maybe we can send Ososi, who is our expert on ICT, to confirm that this has actually been done. He spoke of things that, of course, I would not recognize, but I'm sure Ososi knows. There's a system called Temenos T24 and something they call GDI, Granular Data Integration. And he has assured this house through the Committee of Devolution that there will no longer be possibility of county officials voiding transactions. Once the control of budget has released money to pay supplier X, it is no longer going to be possible for you to make those changes. And I think this house and Senator Onyonka, you can be very proud because you have pushed this agenda from the beginning of this house. And I am happy that someone at the CBK has finally listened, and we are hoping that there will be a change. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Now, honorable members, the 15 minutes for comments on statement is over. We will, for purposes of convenience of the House, we have got in the next order a number of bills for the Committee of the Whole, but we don't seem to have the numbers. I will therefore rearrange the order paper and ask the clerk to call order number 17. Motion.
Order number 17 is a motion, reports of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on its inquiry into the state of markets in Vihiga and Bungoma counties, arising from a statement sought by Senator Godfrey Osotsi, MP, and Senator David Wakoli, MP. Resumption of debate.
Honorable Senators, this is a resumption of debate that was interrupted on 31st of July 2025. And when the House rose, Senator Godfrey Osotsi was on the floor contributing to this particular statement. And you still have got a balance of 12 minutes to conclude on your comments on this committee report. If you still have comments to make, you may utilize your 12 minutes that was remaining.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I had started commenting on the report by the Devolution Committee on the markets in Vihiga and Bungoma following the visit by the Committee of Devolution, headed by my good friend, Senator for Wajir, who did a very good job to visit the two counties last year in June. Mr. Speaker, this report, I started by saying that there are very, very fundamental misleading information in this report. If you look at the report, it is giving figures which are not matching up, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there is a table there that shows that between 2018, 2019, all the way to 2023, 2024 financial years, a gap of 6 years, the county made a mere 82 million shillings, Mr. Speaker. But then, Mr. Speaker, there is a breakdown for July 2023 to May 2024 that shows that Luanda market alone made 35 million shillings. Clearly, even a school-going child will know that there is something fishy about this. So I want to request the Committee of Devolution to relook at the information that was provided by the county government of Vihiga on the revenues that are earned by markets in Vihiga County. Because Luanda alone, if Luanda alone in a span of 10 months could contribute 35 million, how about all the other markets, Chamagogo, Mudete, Chavakali, Mbale, Serem, even Luanda, Isibuye, in 6 years, how would they contribute only 82 million shillings? Mr. Speaker, some of the things that county government give to us in our committees are shocking, and this is one of them. So I will be asking, before we adopt this report, Mr. Speaker, I'll be asking the Committee of Devolution to relook at what was given to them and which they are put in the report, which is misleading, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, challenges of infrastructure in Vihiga County, in our markets, are real and serious, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, how would you operate a market without a toilet or without a functioning toilet? How would you operate a market without drainage, without water, without everything, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, I want to request the committee, even after we have passed this report, to go back and ensure that the recommendations which they have given are complied with, because we cannot continue seeing things go in the wrong direction, and yet our people are paying taxes to the county government religiously, Mr. Speaker. And in some cases, the traders are even facing very serious sanctions from the county for not paying taxes. But after they pay, they are not getting better services, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have serious issues around beautification. For example, if you go to Mbale town, Mr. Speaker, there was an amount that was given by the Kenya Urban Support Program. But look at the beautification, Mr. Speaker. It is not worth the amount of money that has been put there, Mr. Speaker. So I request the committee to really get proper data from the county government on how much money was spent to tarmac the 4.6 kilometer Ikulu Road from Mbale to passing through the governor's house all the way down there. How much it costs? Mr. Speaker, cabros in various markets like Mudete, Majengo, Chavakali, particularly for non-motorized roads. It is not worthy. It is not worthy, even in terms of quality, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the issue of construction of biodigester within Vihiga municipality. This is another thing, Mr. Speaker. Why would we have a biodigester? The entire Vihiga County does not even have a sewage plant, Mr. Speaker. Why would they invest money in biodigester when they can put money through support of investors and even through allocation that this house gives to put money in a proper sewage plant, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, most of the high mast floodlights are not working because of non-payment of electricity, Mr. Speaker. And some are non-functional, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have issues of congestion, especially in markets like Serem, markets like Mbale, Chavakali, Majengo, and Luanda. This problem can be resolved by putting up stroller markets so that to manage inadequacy in space, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the serious issue of garbage collection is serious, particularly in Luanda and Majengo and Mbale and the Serem markets, Mr. Speaker. And all this is captured in the report, and I hope that the report, once passed by this House, should be taken very seriously by the county government of Vihiga to ensure that our people are provided with the services they need. Mr. Speaker, Vihiga County main source of on-source revenue is markets. They have nowhere else they can collect money. The control of budget has estimated that the county has a potential of 1 billion shillings on on-source revenue. But there is only 300 million shillings, Mr. Speaker. The reason is these markets are not properly resourced to generate money. The other reason is misappropriation of the revenues that are raised in this market, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a very important report, and I expect that, as the report says, that they would want to get a status report from the county government of Vihiga within 6 months after adoption of this report, so that we know what has been done. Mr. Speaker, I also want to thank this House for, through the new formula, that Vihiga County has been able to get an additional 800 million shillings. These 800 million shillings, Mr. Speaker, and I'm going to bring a statement here, to direct them where to put that money. And one area is to put in improving the infrastructure of markets in Vihiga County, Mr. Speaker, because that is the main source of on-source revenue in that county, so that more money is realized through on-source revenue, and we stop complaining that we are not able to develop because we are small. We are having also a serious problem around there, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the issue of appointment of municipal managers, this problem was resolved, but I also want to call upon the county government to fast track, Mr. Speaker, the achievement of municipal status for Cheptulu market and the Luanda market. Cheptulu market, because, Mr. Speaker, this is the main market that serves the Kaimos area, where we have Kaimos Complex, Kaimos Schools, Kaimos University, and even serves Nandi County. It deserves to be a proper municipality, Mr. Speaker. I wish to request that the county government puts more focus around it. Luanda market is the same, Mr. Speaker. Luanda market is the main transit market to Uganda, Mr. Speaker. All the vehicles towards Uganda pass through Luanda market. Luanda market also serves 4 counties, Mr. Speaker: Siaya, Kakamega, Kisumu, Vihiga, and Busia, Mr. Speaker. So it is very critical that that process be fast-tracked. Mr. Speaker, with the issue of revenue figures resolved, I want to commend the devolution committee for the good work they have done, and I want to request them that after the adoption of this report, they need to have a program to follow up on the recommendation of this report to ensure that the people of Vihiga get the benefit of having markets, of investing in these markets, so that we continue to raise our income levels through on-source revenue. Mr. Speaker, with that request for amendment or relooking at the issue of revenues, I support the report, and I request the members to also support the report, so that this will now serve as an example to other counties which have similar problems in the way the markets are being managed by the county government. Mr. Speaker, I support.
Senator Boni Halwale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my notes are being brought. I'll come after the next person.
Senator Onyonka.
Mr. Speaker, I wanted to first of all congratulate my brother Osotsi for having brought this issue to the bearing of members in this House. Number two, I want to thank my chair, Honorable Abbas, who in the devolution committee has stood studiously and listening carefully for us to interrogate the issues. Mr. Speaker, what I wanted to mention is that, and in this case, I want to plead to Kenyans and most probably to members of this House, because Honorable Halwale, this House is the last line of defense for devolution in this republic. And I think we as members of this committee should look at it a bit differently than we have looked at before. It is true, I've heard Honorable Sosi say the expected revenue that Vihiga County is supposed to get is about 1 billion shillings a year. And yet they're only collecting 300 million. Mr. Speaker, if you check, the recent one that I checked out was Kiambu County, where the governor, through some miracles, has actually for the first time, from collectible revenue, which was 1.1 billion, he has hit 6.2 billion. If that is not interesting to us, then I don't know what can make us realize it is interesting. The only thing that the governor did, and I had to call him and ask him, Speaker, he just changed the financial platform. He did what Kangata has done in Muranga. Look at what Kangata got last year. From 226 billion, he crossed over to 1.5 billion. All right, 226 million. Now, what we've been saying, Mr. Speaker, is this. Why can't all our governors be magnanimous and agree with us? Just the way we are using the IFMI system, let us use a financial system that is managing the money from the markets of those counties that have succeeded. Why can't all counties sit down and agree from what Kiambu has done and what Muranga has done? These are cases scientifically that you can prove. So we adopt the financial system that has been producing results instead of us doing the nonsense that we're busy doing. Mr. Speaker, if you come to, again, the other issue that Honorable Sosi has raised, look at the IFMI system. The IFMI system is the one which runs the procurement, runs the payments. Look at the way we are handling pending bills within the county governments. And of course, I want to thank my colleagues who...
Senator Onyonka, there is a point of order here. What is your point of order, Senator?
Yes. Mr. Speaker, I agree with the passionometer of Senator Onyonka in contribute, but is it in order for him to use unparliamentary language? Because in the engagement we have had in the floor of the House, the word nonsense does not appear anywhere in parliamentary. Would he withdraw and apologize so that we can feel his passionometer on the matter?
Senator Onyonka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The problem with my senior counsel, Cherargei, does not understand that nonsense means nothing. So it's not a derogatory term. I understand you went to Kaplamai Primary, you know those things.
Senator Onyonka.
And I was going to St. Mary's, you know these diaspora, you know these things. With a very light touch, Mr. Speaker. So I want to say...
Senator Onyonka, Senator Cherargei is not a senior counsel. Number one, he's a counsel. And he has a point of order. Could you take your seat?
Yes.
Under Standing Order 105 on statement of fact, Mr. Speaker, while I appreciate there is a good school, Kaplamai Primary School, I never went to that school. Would it be in order for the senator to withdraw and apologize for misleading the House? Yet I attended the great school called St. Francis Cheptarit Catholic Church, Catholic primary school. And I went to the great school of Kapsabet Boys High School, where the second and the fourth president attend, and possibly the seventh will come from, Mr. Speaker. Is it in order, can you withdraw and apologize?
Senator Onyongo, just confirm that the school that Senator Cherargei attended is not the one you referred to.
Mr. Speaker, the school that I thought he attended is not the one, but I recognize and reevaluate my interpreting his capacity, and I would like to say you've done very well. I want to give the accolade and the respect you deserve without diluting my real meaning. Thank you, sir. Mr. Speaker, I will rush through this by mentioning that we need to look at the issue.
Senator Boni Halwale, there is a point of order still, Senator Onyonka.
Mr. Speaker, I rise on Standing Order number 105, and as a good neighbor of the Nandi County and the Nandi people, is the senator of Kisii in order to impute improper motive against Kaplamai Primary School, the students of Kaplamai Primary School, the teachers and the parents. If he has any problems with the bad English spoken by the senator of Nandi, he should, Mr. Speaker, make it clear and not extend it to the Kaplamai community, Mr. Speaker. Can he withdraw and apologize?
Senator Boni Halwale, I will not take that as a proper point of order. Conclude your comments, Senator Onyonka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think my colleagues
Senator
do not.
Order, please. Allow Senator Onyonka to conclude. Allow Senator Onyonka to conclude. Proceed, Senator Onyonka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wanted to mention to my colleagues, Mr. Speaker, protect me from Cherargei.
Allow him to conclude. Allow him to conclude. Senator Onyonka, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. They have really destabilized my thinking pattern, but I'll pick up. I wanted to mention that even when we are looking at the weighty issues.
Senator Cherargei, you are out of order, and I'm giving you the first one. Senator Onyonka, if you want to conclude, proceed. If you do not want to,
I want to conclude and I'll proceed. I wanted to mention that the county governments are the last line of defense for Kenyans, for the simple reason that funds have been devolved. For some of us who've been through this historically, educationally, or whichever ways, trying to understand what the problem for Africa have been. The problem has been resource allocation, resource mobilization, resource misallocation, and wastage within our systems. And therefore, what we have is functional. County governments can work if leadership wants it to work. We are now mismanaging our bursaries. We are now mismanaging our pending bills. We are mismanaging our bursaries that are going to schools and colleges. And although that data is available with the reports that exist within Peak Park and Devolution Committee. And Mr. Speaker, the other thing I wanted to tell my colleagues here, if you are able to talk to our governors, we must agree that we are going to have a structure and a financial system that is watertight and is tamper-proof. That is why I completely agree with the government position of bringing in the e-citizen payments. That is a good call, but can you make sure it is end-to-end encrypted? And let us make sure that this e-citizen is being run by the Treasury instead of it being run by a private company. Number two, Mr. Speaker, you notice under the education sector, which goes through ECD centers at the county governments, I can assure you, Mr. Speaker, we don't have a system where we know the number of kids that we have, the schools they're going to, what they are being paid, and all these structures. which are essentially structural in the management of the financials of the county governments, have a problem. One of the issues, I'm sure, Mr. Speaker, you've seen, because you sit in this house, I have constantly argued, all the money I make, KRA knows what it is. All the money that I pay, KRA knows what I pay. All the money that I use, KRA knows where this money is. Why are the county governments refusing to allow the Kenya Revenue Authority to have an interface with the system that they are going to introduce that will run the financials within our county governments? I think, Mr. Speaker, with those few remarks, I really am happy. I accept and recommend the Committee of Devolution, where I sit, that the last maybe point I can raise to the members in this House, Mr. Speaker, without sounding negative or derogatory, can we please get out of this building and go to the villages and see what the money that we allocate is doing? We don't spend enough time at the villages. We are not looking at what is happening in education. We don't know what is happening in agriculture. We don't know what is happening in all these things. And yet we sit here throughout the year. We spend most probably 6 months. And yet I wish that we could actually start moving from county to county, discussing the very important things that are bothering our public, because the public is suffering a lot. Mr. Speaker, what I noticed, and this is the last comment I'll make, every place we have visited, whether it is Turkana, whether it's Mandera, whether it is Wajir, whether it is Kakamega, all the areas that we have visited as various committees of this House. Next time we went there, there was an improvement. So the general feeling I have is, let members of the committees and members of this Senate, we create a program by discussing amongst ourselves so that we can visit these county governments, we visit county employees, we visit the county infrastructure, visit the roads. Let's see what is there. That is the only way we can be proactive and we can intervene before everything gets out of hand. With those very many remarks, Mr. Speaker, I want to say I support and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to contribute on this matter.
Before I allow Senator Mungatana to speak to this bill, I want to assure the Senator for Nandi that there is nothing called bad English. So what exists is what can hurt. What does not exist, which is the bad English, does not in any way hurt you. And therefore, you should rest assured that there isn't anything harmful to you on that. Senator Mungatana Danson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first of all, I want to take the opportunity to commend the chair of this committee and the team, the Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relationship, Senator Abbas, and the team for the good work they have done. Mr. Speaker, I want to echo the words of Senator Onyonka, that every time members of the Senate, through their committees, they visit the counties for whatever purposes, the next time that they go there, there is improved services, especially on issues that were targeted. So yes, we want to continue encouraging these kinds of visits. So I want to commend my colleagues for the work they did and say just a few things. The status of these markets in Vihiga County, the status of these markets that have been listed here, from Mbale all the way to Shamaholo, Esibuye, and so on. Mr. Speaker, the report reflects the situation that is obtaining within other counties, including my own county, Tana River County. Mr. Speaker, one of the biggest problems that our people ask and the questions they ask is that why are we paying, why are we paying the county government these monies and we don't get services for the monies that we pay to the county government? And Mr. Speaker, my own county there was a time Bura Market had a fire. And when you ask what was the cause of that fire, Mr. Speaker, it goes down again to the fact that there are no services that the county government is giving to those people. Mr. Speaker, there's massive congestion for that particular space where people are supposed to be carrying out their trade. Mr. Speaker, poor electricity connectivity within that area. You'll find there are a lot of connections, and if anything goes wrong with one of those small kibandas, then it spreads to the entire or a good part of the market. And Mr. Speaker, this happens under the watch of the county government. There is no proper drainage system that has been created, and yet those traders are paying money to the county government. So, Mr. Speaker, something needs to be done, and it needs to be done urgently. I remember very well, Mr. Speaker, when Bura Market caught fire. The market just caught fire, and people could not explain what is happening. It was something later on, it was explained as an electrical hazard. But in fact, Mr. Speaker, it's because of the congestion, the lack of supervision. The only thing that the county government is interested in is collecting the money from the traders, but they are not interested in giving services to our people. Mr. Speaker, can you believe a county, a market as big as that in the county does not have a single public toilet, and yet the traders are paying money? Mr. Speaker, the indictment is great against the county government of Tana River. Mr. Speaker, you have ministers who never visit these markets because they know that they have failed to offer services to the people. Particularly, Mr. Speaker, in Bura, Manyata, Mr. Speaker. There was a program about drainage of the storm waters when it comes. But Mr. Speaker, some fake work was done. And where they have excavated, and it's supposed to be to take away storm waters when drainage, for the drainage that was supposed to be constructed, it has become, in fact, the place to dump garbage from the market because there is no garbage collecting system within that market. So, Mr. Speaker, while I commend this report and the things it has unearthed, it is important for governors to listen, particularly the governor of Tana River, to go to these markets because the fellow doesn't just go. He's not aware of what is happening. The ministers don't go to those places and people feel neglected. Yet you are the same person who looked for votes from those people. Even ministers and county officials, they may escape the blame because they didn't ask for anybody's vote. Then they just got employment, and they can neglect employment if they are not disciplined. Is the problem of the management. But you who went and got the vote and said you will improve the services, you who is collecting money from those people, and you don't build a single toilet in Bura town, Mr. Speaker, the market, it is a shame. So, Mr. Speaker, even as we adapt this report, we want to encourage our governors to be more sympathetic to our people. They struggle so much, Mr. Speaker, to raise the money, the revenues that you collect and you call on-source revenue. Our women are working even without covers, you know, these vibandas, the covers that are supposed to protect them against the sun. They put their wares across on the floor. The border sheds are not there. And you are collecting money from these people. Mr. Speaker, I hope as we approve this report, that a message is sent to the governors that please Serve the people who elected you. Visit them and spend time with them. Because as senators, we will point out these issues to you. But the money goes to the coffers of the county government. And the county government is supposed to make sure that the issues that the people are telling us are resolved. Mr. Speaker, with those very many remarks, Madam Speaker, I beg to support this report again. Really congratulate the Intergovernmental Relations Devolution Committee for the good work they have done. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Omtata.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to address this August House. I stand to support the two reports on the state of the markets in Bungoma and in Vihiga counties. The reports are an expose of the sorry nature of things that are happening on the ground. And when I read through these reports, I see a replica of what is happening in my own county of Busia. It's really unbelievable that we have got these big markets and hardly any services being rendered by the county government. You even go to big markets like Malaba in Busia, and the last time I checked, there was no public toilets. No public toilets. So people have to go and look for private facilities to help themselves out. Madam Speaker, markets are one of the core functions of county governments. And markets are supposed to be major revenue sources for the county, our devolved unit systems of government. But when you look at what is going on across the board, not just in Vihiga and Bungoma, or in Busia, or in Kakamega, or in Tana Rivers, the distinguished senator who has spoken before me has said, you find that they are largely neglected. We look at the world today, and we keep on saying that the way forward is trade. And how are we going to have trade if we are not having trade in areas which are properly governed, properly managed, and some which can secure even the quality of the items that people buy? Some markets are extremely dirty, unfit for human occupation. And I'm not talking about, if you just go to a few kilometers from Parliament here, down in Marikiti, down wherever, you find the markets are so dirty. You wonder what the county governments are doing, yet they collect a lot of revenue from there. Why they can't reinvest, I don't understand. Also, revenue from these markets is opaque. We can't know what is going on. And you'll find that the declarations, as Senator Osoti has put it, are hardly clear. They don't make logic, like the figures they are shown from his own Vihiga County. The figures don't add up. And yet this is happening, and we have got institutions like the anti-corruption, we have institutions like the auditor, what do you call it? The police. We have got an economic crimes unit in the CID. I've never understood why we have left it to civilians, headed by a retired bishop, to deal with economic crimes in this country. Under Article 247, Parliament is empowered to set up a special police unit if it needs to deal with an issue. And I don't think that police unit was supposed to be the Anti-Corruption Commission. The police unit that is supposed to be set up by Parliament has to be under the Inspector General. So this idea that we have got a law enforcement organ out of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission is one of the things we need to look seriously into. First of all, they are very thin, spread thin, they are not there. Like in Busia, they don't even have an office. You have to go to Bungoma to access one. So how do they enforce the law in Busia? Yet we have got a police station almost in every sub-county headquarters. At least we have got a good police station there. So I'm seriously thinking that to deal with these issues of the proliferation of the theft of public funds, we need to go back and look at the Constitution. Look at Article 79. See what the Anti-Corruption Commission has been set up to do. It is supposed to enforce Chapter 6. Chapter 6 has got nothing to do with crime fighting. Chapter 6 is to enforce a code of conduct. Chapter 6 is a code of conduct. The EACC is supposed to enforce that code of conduct. We go back to the Economic Crimes Act of 2003, I think, where before the constitution was the current constitution was created and put into force, we had nobody that had been appointed to be fighting corruption. But if you look at our constitution today, matters crime are exclusively to be dealt with by the police. When you go to the CID, they've got a whole department on economic crimes. So the question is, why are we letting the EACC cover up for these people who are messing up? The EACC has no capacity to begin with. There are very few people. Secondly, there are civilians headed by a retired bishop. And you have got all this infrastructure of the DCI across the country that could be open and could be utilized by the people to ensure that we rein in this runaway misappropriation of public funds. The biggest issue with our market is that people pay taxes, they get no services, and that money is not accounted for. We need to get a way of enforcing the law. And to enforce the law, we must. And we must look at the foundational issues that are causing us not to be able to click when it comes to the question of law enforcement in matters of theft. Theft by public servants. You realize it's matters of platforms. We have platforms that have been known to be used for stealing from the public, and I've got major cases. We had something which they used to call Web Tribe, Jumbo Pay, Web Tribe, whatever it's called now. You find that rogue governments use it, and after fleecing Nairobi, I think Meru, I think the National Health Insurance Fund, they are now the people supposed to be collecting funds in Busia. So why are these people not being blacklisted and locked away from engaging with the public? They have messed up in Nairobi, they have messed up elsewhere, they have stolen public funds, they are still being allowed to contract with county governments. We will never get to the bottom of this thing unless we tie this, and we also need to look at these markets. We have got the facility improvement laws that are allowing the facilities to retain funds that they collect to be used to improve those facilities, and only the excess is what goes to the national coffers or the county coffers. Why can't we have an arrangement similar so that we ring-fence money raised in markets to first of all provide services for that market? If there's an excess, then that money can be taken to the county revenue fund or elsewhere. So I plead with this House that we consider seriously coming up with a mechanism like what you have done for the health facilities, the facility improvement funds, so that we can have a facility improvement funds or market improvement funds, whatever you want to call it, so that these markets that are producing a lot of money are first of all taken care of from the money they generate before we give that money out to do other things in the county or to do other things in the national government. Maybe that way we'll be able to improve the service delivery and not rely to the money going to the county revenue fund and then coming back. And you look at some of the things that they do, that are highly inflated, substandard works that take place, and at the end of the day, we entrench poverty, because if we can't utilize our resources to create wealth, then we have no business being called leaders in this country, because the only function a leader has from where I stand is to convert resources into wealth. Now, if our people are so resourceful, but they operate in squalor, yet they're generating a lot of wealth, what are we up to? We need to take action. And I want to thank my brother senators from Bungoma and Vihiga for having brought this request for statements that have basically opened the can of worms that is eating up our markets across the country. The other thing about markets is that the national government has taken over the function of building markets from the county governments. There's a lot of money coming in from the national governments to go and build build markets. Why can that money be channeled through proper lines so that we can know that this money was budgeted for, either as additional grants or whatever it is they are giving to the counties, and then we know clearly what has happened. You just hear that a market is being put up somewhere by the national government. So many hundreds of millions of shillings are being utilized. A contractor is being sent on the ground to begin implementing projects. You don't know how this contractor was funded, was sourced. You don't know what kind of product is supposed to give the people in terms of the market. Sometimes you find markets being located in areas that the traders refuse to patronize, and yet public funds are being spent. So why are we having all this disconnect? I think if the national government wants to assist the county governments, they do so through the normal structures, not in an episodic manner, whereby